Slav and welcome to Second Home. Today I'm gonna make some pulled pork barbecue sliders. Let's start with our pork butt. Let's see, we're gonna do it in a slow cooker. It's gonna take about 8 to 10 hours. I will probably do 10 hours on low today. It's very simple. The ingredients we need is some garlic, onion, celery, baby carrots or regular carrots. If you don't have baby carrots, that doesn't matter. Salt, pepper, a little bit of dry rub, and pork butt. This pork butt is about 5.5 pounds. So let's build first a nest in our slow cooker. It's going to be kind of like a roasting rack. Very coarsely chopped celery, and just put it in the pan. Garlic, you can either slice it, dice it, or you can just simply crush it. It's gonna really disintegrate after 10 hours of slow cooking anyway. So then we're gonna let's go ahead and put some baby carrots. Again, as many or as little as you want, because you can use that as roasted vegetables. So we'll put a little bit of that. Let's complete this with onion. Again, chop it very coarsely, roughly, however you want to say it. Alright, so I'll probably do just like maybe an eighth, and then just kind of give it a twist and break it up a little bit. And see, this one I'm just doing another way, so I got 9 pieces in this batch, so just however you want to. A little trick that I do, when the onion is in here, I'll put a wet napkin over it so the aroma stays in and the onion doesn't make me cry. Let's go ahead and season pork butt or pork shoulder. Different stores call it differently. I'm used to seeing more of a name of pork butt, but it's really shoulder of a pig. Generously salted, since there's no salt in our vegetables, and salted on all sides. Okay. I'm going to see how there's a bunch of fat on top. I think actually what I'm going to do is probably leave the fat portion on top, so as the fat melts, it's going to go down the meat and keep it moist. And when it's done, I can actually easily pull the piece of pork fat off if it hasn't melted off completely. So that's salt. Let's do a little pepper. I have this neat little toy to ground my pepper, so I'm gonna still just flip it around and get a nice coat of pepper all around. And I still have some kind of steak seasoning. It's a dry rub for barbecue really, but since I'm not gonna barbecue outside in the smoke or on the grill, I'm just gonna do it in the slow cooker. I'm gonna use the dry rub on it. Okay, so we got pepper and dry rub. Use whichever dry rub you want. Cover it liberally, generously, from all sides. Now I'm gonna stop right here, and then what I'm gonna do is take my napkin off, and I'm gonna put this pork butt right on top of my slow cooker. All right, so while cooking, the vegetables on the bottom, onions, celery, carrots, garlic, will give juices, and the fat's gonna start melting and it's gonna start going down. It's gonna create the liquid that's gonna start simmering and it's gonna start smoking and cooking the meat. So I'm not gonna really add anything, but what I'm thinking though, I might add just a little bit of barbecue sauce, maybe on top, maybe on the side, so it can start doing its thing. But when it's done, I'm gonna add more barbecue sauce toward the end, and I will show you when this is close to being done. So I got some barbecue sauce, and let's just put a little bit of it. We'll add more, and just kind of put it on the side. And we add more for serving once the pork is done and we pull it off the bone. This pork butt normally has a bone, so let's go ahead and put it in a slow cooker. We're gonna cover it. And I'm gonna put it on 10 hours low temperature and leave it alone. Good morning, day 2. And I thought long and hard about it last night. Done a couple of these without narrative, but I will do videos from now on with some narration of what I do. And let's make it very simple. I've seen a lot of videos, I've seen Food Network stuff out there. I will not do retakes. My friend here is going to edit things for us, and that's how we're gonna do. I'm gonna try and do the video as simple as it can be. One take, real life. If I forget something, I'll tell you. I don't measure things, and let's just go with it. And I'll share my thoughts as we go along. How about that? Okay, so it looks pretty charred. Let's put it on the cutting board and let's chip away at it and see what we can also do some healthy things. So let's look at this fat. Okay, so I want to leave a little bit of fat, but I think a little bit, lots of fat. You see me kind of like swallowing because I'm like salivating because it smells so amazing. I'm gonna get rid of some of this visible fat because all this fat melted. This has been in the slow cooker for 10 hours on slow, and then it was just sitting on warm, probably another few hours, I don't know. Like I said, I do this very by the go. I want to take this pork out and look at it. Oh my goodness, it just falls apart. I'm gonna put it in this, well, let's see. The veggies and juice are amazing. I can already tell just by looking at it. So I might do something with it, but what I'm going to do is just shred the pork, which is not very difficult. So let's do that. Let me get a bigger bowl. I actually have a plate, I think, right here. How convenient is this? Like I said, I've seen a lot of cooking shows out there, and everybody tries to be fancy. And I can be fancy, but I don't like to be fancy. I like to make things simple. Kitchens don't look perfect. They never do. If you cook. If you don't, then they look idyllic. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to dump this back in the pot. And let me keep working this. Oh, I'm gonna save this bone. The girls, my girls, two girls that I have, Abigail and Allie, would love that bone. I don't know how they're gonna share it. I'm gonna have to probably cut it in half somehow. So there, if you can see, there's some onions, a little bit of carrots left over, and some celery left over. That's okay. If you want to, you can use. Actually, I just saw a trick on the site that you can use a cake blender, the hand mixer, to shred the meat when it's cooked like this, but that's more stuff to wash afterwards, so we'll just use hands. I like handmade stuff, right? So let's see. Oh my goodness, it smells so amazing. I bet you if I let my girls out, they will be up here, sitting right here. Okay, so I think this is shredded enough. Can you see? So this is well shredded. So I'm gonna get some barbecue sauce. The pot is still very hot. And I'm gonna use whatever barbecue sauce I have in the fridge. Nothing fancy about this. Just make sure it's barbecue sauce you like. put a little bit more. And maybe in my next video I will start sharing brands that I use. No secret about it. There are some brands that I love. There's some brands that are just there. Okay, so this looks like it needs more barbecue sauce. Probably about a quarter bottle in there left, so let's do that. And I have a feeling I need some more. So like I said, so I think this is actually perfect amount of barbecue sauce. And then we'll leave some for actually making the sliders. Last night, coleslaw is sitting in the fridge. So what I'm going to do with this, and just kind of let it sit. And I'm gonna put it in a slow cooker for just a little bit, like I said, 30 minutes. I'll put it on high, 4 hours, wait for 30 minutes and shut it off, and it's gonna keep it nice and warm for a while. Probably 4-6 hours during the day. All right, it's time for lunch. But before, I wanna share my nice knife. This was handmade by a very good friend of ours. It's not Shun knife, but quite as nice. I think he needs to make this and sell it. Pork barbecue sliders. You can use whatever brand you would like. I'm just using a regular hoagie. What I'm gonna do is cut the ends off of it and then cut it in half. It's already pre-sliced. I'm just gonna open it all the way. Right. And remember that coleslaw we made last night? Ooh, it's so nice and creamy. What I'm going to do is I'm just gonna mix this pork a little bit. It is so nice and succulent. And then just take it and put it on top. You can put whatever you want on it. Lettuce, tomatoes, but I don't like my sliders just meat and bread. You can even top it with coleslaw, but I like my coleslaw on the side. So let's do that. And you can put as much or as little. And you can also put any barbecue sauce on it afterwards. But I think I've done pretty well with putting barbecue sauce while it cooked, so I don't think it needs any more. Toast the bread if you prefer. You don't have to. Now let's look at coleslaw from yesterday. So it's been in the fridge for about 8 hours. Look at it. It is fabulous. It's creamy. The red cabbage holds its color. It did a little bit spread the color into dressing. It's fantastic. So I'm gonna put it on here. Now there's starches today besides bread. But French fries would go fantastic with this. I just didn't feel like making it. So there you go. This looks kind of empty. That's for Jamie. He doesn't eat vegetables. So every time you see veggies, they're just for myself, and they'll be fantastic. Bon appetit.